Detransitioning. It feels like it's everywhere, like the news outlets are really trying to spread it around. It's everything the media is talking about when it comes to the trans community sometimes, and there are some names we hear a lot. Those names are Kira Bell and Charlie Evans. I'm not going to talk too much about them, and they're trying to spread the truth. They're trying to really spread information about detransitioning and how common it is, as they say. And I just had to sit down, and today I thought that I'm going to break it down, talk about detransitioning as a whole, how common it is, if I'm going to detransition and all of that. And spoiler alert, I'm not going to detransition. I transitioned 10 years ago. If you're new here, my name is Mathilda. I'm a trans woman and I transitioned 10 years ago and I have never been happier. So I'm not going to detransition, but there has been some news here in Sweden as well about detransitioning and doctors talking about detransitioning, and it's just like this whole thing with the government and everything. And I thought that I'm going to talk about Kira Bell, Charlie Evans, the Swedish news regarding detransitioning and how common it actually is. Thought that we should just discuss it. So yeah, if that's something that interests you, keep on watching. And also don't forget to follow me on my socials, Instagram, everything is down below. So yeah, now let's get into everything about detransitioning. Before we get into this video, I just want to let you know that today's sponsor is Catch Beauty. I have worked with Catch Beauty so many times before. They're a company that sell IPL machines, and if you don't know what an IPL machine is, it's a machine, a little device that helps you remove your unwanted body hair or facial hair permanently at home. Like, how amazing is that? Like, you do it permanently at home. That's pretty amazing if you ask me. But here's how the device looks like. It's so cute and you can carry it with you everywhere and like travel with it and so on. I've used mine since April last year, so over a year. And how you turn it on, you press this button right here. You have to plug it into the wall to get the electricity, you know that, but it's not plugged in right now. Press this button right here to turn it on, and then you can choose what level you want to, between 1 and 5, and then you press this big button right here and you just use it wherever you want to on your body or face. And it's not especially painful. I mean, it is painful if you have it on the highest level, which I do sometimes, because no pain, no gain, right? 90% of my body hair is like completely gone, and the remaining 10% just grows back very slowly. And if you want one yourself, and I do really recommend it, please don't forget to use my discount code Mathilda, and please click the link in my description box or the top comment. Click the link and then use my discount code Mathilda, and they have 90 days money back guarantee. So I do really recommend it. Catch Beauty, thank you for sponsoring this video, and don't forget, click the link description box. But now let's get into the video. Okay, so detransitioning. This is like a topic all of its own, like it's a big topic, and I'm going to try to cover it to the best of my abilities. And since it is such a broad and intricate topic, I just have to start off by saying that if you have detransitioned, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that horrific and traumatic experience. I do really feel with you, and I'm so sorry about that. And in this video, I am going to talk about Kira Bell and Charlie Evans. And I know that these two people they're not talking for every person who has detransitioned. I know that, but I'm going to talk a little bit about them, not too much about them, because there has been so many videos regarding these two people. But I feel like I just want to talk a little bit about them. And also I'm going to talk about the newspapers and the media as a whole, and how they're spreading this misinformation about people detransitioning. And also I'm going to talk about something that is happening here in Sweden, the country where I live, here in Sweden. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, there was this huge article that said like 10 to 15 young adults are regretting their surgery, like regretting their gender reassignment surgery. And it was like this huge deal, and all of the other news outlets just kind of spread this article around, and everyone was talking about it. And there was this doctor, and she was like, I know people who have committed because they have detransitioned, and like, if that is true, that is horrific, horrendous, horrible. I'm so sorry that that has ever happened. But also, there was one news outlet that talked more about these 10 to 15 people who had regretted their gender reassignment surgery. First of all, there were 10 to 15 people who had regretted the gender reassignment surgery out of 700 people. So that's not a lot. That's not a lot. That's like around 1%. That's like 1 to 2%. 10 to 15 people who had regretted their gender reassignment surgery under a span of 50 years. 50 years. And all of these newspapers were like spreading it around, like 10 people who had regretted their gender reassignment surgery. What she's doing, I know that she's trying to talk about and like opening up about the whole detransitioning topic, and that's good. Like, that's so important to talk about what might happen if you actually transitions, and like, that's fine. But what they're doing, they're spreading and damaging the trans community. They're spreading misinformation, because it's kind of like what it sounds like. I know that they might in some way trying to help. I don't know what they're doing. She's like telling her truth, and that's all fine. Like, you do you, girly, you do you, like, love you, boo. But what you're doing, you're saying it in such a way that it sounds like it's everyone. Like, yeah, I know so many people who have committed. You know, that's so damaging. Because what this actually does, it's telling parents that if their kid transitions, they might unalive themselves. And it's not really true. And also, it's more likely that they will unalive themselves if they are trans and they don't get the chance to transition. Okay, so look at some statistics. Okay, as I said, this was like 10 people out of 700, which is not a lot. There are so many more women who regret having the breast augmentation. Does that mean that we're going to take that right away from people? The right of having a breast augmentation? Because some individuals regret it? No, we're not. But that is kind of what is happening right now in the whole world. The government are trying to limit the people, trans people, from transitioning due to these few individuals saying that they want to detransition or they're not happy with the results and all of that. And that kind of brings me to Kira Bell. Hi Kira, love you. If you're not aware who Kira Bell is, I'm going to tell you. Kira Bell was a teenager who wanted to transition to a man, and she was put on puberty blockers from doctors at the age of, I don't remember, like 16, 15, I don't really care. Anyway, she was put on puberty blockers who block the estrogen. She changed her mind and she detransitioned. All fine. Happy boo, happy you're happy. What she did later was not okay. What she tried and she succeeded in her task in trying to limit people from getting puberty blockers, because what she said, if I detransitioned, so will you, which is so damaging. And she tried to sue the people who put her on puberty blockers because she said that they hadn't really informed her about what a big deal it was to be put on puberty blockers and like testosterone and so on. And they told her that, yeah, we did. Like, we told you many times. It's a huge and lengthy process. We didn't just like put you on it for fun. Like, you wanted it, you asked specifically for it, and we did as you asked. But she wasn't happy with that, so she really tried to make the government limit people and at what age you can get puberty blockers. So they actually increased the limit, like the age limit to get the puberty blockers and HRT in the United Kingdom. And this is so damaging because what she's doing, she's kind of like saying, oh, I crashed with my car and that means everyone is going to crash with their car. So now we're going to take away the rights to drive a car. That's kind of what she's saying. Like, it's so stupid. Just because you had a bad experience doesn't mean that I or anyone else. So let's look at some statistics. They had a big study, like the biggest study ever, where I think it was like 7,000. I'm not really sure. I can put it here on the screen so you can read for yourself, and also I can put the source down below. And in that huge peer-reviewed study, it states that less than 1% regret having the gender reassignment surgery. And most of the people that regret having the surgery do regret having the surgery out of complications or pressure from family, and maybe they have a hard time getting a job afterwards. It's such a big and intricate topic that we can't just say that, oh, you regretted having the surgery, that means that everyone is going to. I transitioned 10 years ago and I've never been happier. Ever. Never ever been happier. Like, I never thought that I would be this happy when I was a teenager. Never. And does that mean that I'm going to go around being like, you have to transition, it will make you so happy? No, if it's not right for you, it's not right for you. It's kind of like what they're doing. And we hear so much propaganda about the LGBTQ plus community saying that we're trying to convert people, that trans people are trying to convert others by like having these channels as I do right now. This is an educational channel, and I've never stated ever that I want you guys to transition if that's not something that you really want. But these people who have transitioned and then regretted it, they are trying to like push it down our throats. They're really trying to come for us, and they're so damaging to the community, and it's not about love. It's so much hatred, and it's so wrong on so many levels, and that's not what like I'm about. Like, that's not my energy. So yeah, I just feel like some people are really trying to dictate how other people live their lives, and I'm so sorry that they had to go through that, but it's not my life and it's not my experience, so they're not going to try to dictate my life. And I'm so sorry if I get heated or if I'm like on a rant here, but I'm just get so sick of hearing about these people, and also I'm so sick of the media is trying to really paint this picture of trans people wanting to detransition like all the time. But anyways, if you have detransitioned, that's completely fine and completely okay, and I feel with you, and I feel so sorry for you that that has ever happened to you. I really do. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, and don't feel bad if you have detransitioned, and don't feel bad if you're thinking of detransitioning. And don't feel bad if you're thinking of transitioning. It's completely fine, okay? Whatever makes you happy. I just want to share my own truth as much as they do and come with some counter arguments and some facts. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and also thank you so much to Catch Beauty for sponsoring this video once again. And don't forget to check out Catch Beauty in the link down below in my top comment or in my description box, and don't forget to use my discount code Mathilda. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!